The Building Service Employees International Union was founded in 1921 by flat janitors in Chicago to organize some of the nation's most exploited workers. The union grew and its members won living wages, benefits, and respect. In recent decades, however, these gains were lost. Janitors nationwide have had to stand together to reorganize their industry. In the 1970s, the structure of the building service industry began to change.
Building owners were not just people that lived in the local town, but they were national companies. And a handful of big building owners owned buildings all over the country.
Building owners, once the direct employers of janitors, cut costs and ducked responsibility by contracting work out to cleaning companies. Cleaning contractors, in turn, transformed full-time union jobs into part-time ones, cut health care and benefits, and spread their reach into non-union suburbs. Between 1964 and 1984, union density in the building service industry fell from 40 to 10%. In some cities, wages dropped by as much as 50%. As contractors consolidated, union locals found themselves isolated, and janitors themselves worked alone for hours on end. Undocumented immigrants feared not only losing their jobs, but also deportation if they spoke out about working conditions. Rosa Ayala knew how this isolation affected her fellow workers.
Y yo miraba esa belleza de edificios y decía, ¿cómo van a hacer para concientizar a esa gente si no se miran?
In 1985, janitors at Mellon Bank in Pittsburgh refused to accept yet another cut in wages. Building managers locked them out of their jobs through the long winter. The fight was a wake-up call that the union would have to reorganize the building service industry. Because cleaning contractors and their employees could be replaced every 30 days, holding elections under the National Labor Relations Act would be ineffective. New organizing strategies were needed. The Justice for Janitors campaign was born. A national organizing campaign with the goal of helping workers lift themselves and their families out of poverty. Over the next 5 years, 35,000 building service workers were unionized.
City after city, we built coalitions with clergy, with community groups, with politicians.
If Dr. King and Cesar Chavez were alive today, they would be marching. We march in their spirit to keep their dreams alive.
Like the farm workers 30 years before, Justice for Janitors brought national attention to their cause. In June of 1990, hundreds of striking janitors and supporters peacefully demonstrated in Century City, Los Angeles, a center of entertainment and international finance. Police in riot gear attacked the crowd, injuring hundreds of people. The violent encounter would mark a turning point in the janitors' fight for justice.
Se abrió una puerta de una lucha por justicia, respeto y dignidad. Dije, no voy a descansar hasta demostrar junto con mis compañeros que nosotros sí podemos, porque sí se puede.
Janitors across the country joined together, setting their contracts to expire at the same time, targeting common employers and drawing up master contracts. Workers went on strike in New York, California, and Chicago. Janitors from New Jersey to Denver pledged to honor picket lines.
From day one of the strike, it was like no strike that any of us have ever seen before.
Now 100,000 strong, building service workers across the country were prepared to bargain as one big union. The relationship between workers and employers was transformed. Workers made common demands and won victories they had never imagined were possible. In April of 2000, janitors nationwide settled contracts, guaranteeing pay increases ranging from 25 to 50%. Full-time work, health insurance, paid leave, and the right to organize.
Eso del janitor mundialmente es un ejemplo para el resto de los compañeros no organizados.
Inspired by this victory, workers in new cities and suburbs continue the struggle.
We will never give up. We will never give in. We will keep on fighting until we win. Si se puede! Si se puede!